الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا ويلتى ليتني لم أتخذ فلانا خليلا. وقال تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين. صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, the one who sustains us, the one who looks after us, and the one who loves us infinitely. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He loves us so much. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with everything that we have. And it's very important that we always remind ourselves of all the blessings that we have.
So we need to have the cars moved.
There's a few cars which need to be moved. There's a grey Toyota Yaris SJ58 ZPV and a silver Ford Fiesta NA17 UFB. You can just go and park those cars properly, please. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with many things. And out of those things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the insan the ability to communicate. We are able to speak to one another. We are able to talk about our feelings. We are able to have a relationship with one another. If we look into the animal kingdom, even animals have ways of communicating with one another. And many people, when they are walking in the streets, when they walk in the streets, they have some animals trying to communicate with them. Maybe a dog bark here and there to just let them know that here, I can see you, I know that you are there. Allah has given us many different things, and we just have to always remember that everything which has been given to us is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So regarding these blessings, and among these blessings is the relationships that we have with people. Now, when we speak about people, we have our family members, we have our parents, we have our wives, we have husbands, and we have children. All of these people, they come into that category. And then after that, there is friends, and there's people that we know. Now, the importance of having the right people in our lives, it cannot be emphasized enough. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he knew about the importance of the environment a person spends their time around. And with regards to this, he would always encourage the Sahaba to be with those who do good. And the example which Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave, a very famous hadith, when it came to the people that we should spend our time with, it was where if a person was to go into a perfume shop and he just went in to have a look and he did not put on any kind of perfume, but he's just there, when he leaves from that shop, he will have a nice fragrance on him, even if he has not put on anything on. And in the same way, if a person went into a blacksmith and he's just standing around and he's just looking and seeing what is going on, he will have bits of dust and coal on him even though he did not touch anything. So just being in that environment, he picked up whatever was in the environment. In the same way, when he's in a perfume shop, because of being in that nice fragrant place, he will have the fragrance within him. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said the example is the same of those that we spend our time around. So whether it is family or friends, if our friends are good, we will be good. And if our friends are not good, we will go towards that way as well. And this is where so much importance has to be put into this topic, because Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned, if a person is not able to have a good friend circle or a good family circle, it is better for him to stay on his own. It is better for him to stay on his own. And if he is able to have good people around him, then he should go and he should try and strive to be within their company. So the reason why it is such an important thing today is we all have a new best friend. A new best friend. Everybody knows of this new best friend. Can anybody guess who this new best friend is? Yes, your mobile phone. A best friend, everybody's best friend. Nobody leaves the house without it. Without it, it is impossible. If we ever leave the house without it, what happens? We go back home. I need my best friend with me. Is he becoming even closer than people who are married? You know, the friend has now become the wife or the husband. It is so close. And it's because of the world that we are living in today. If we go back maybe 10, 15 years, if a person wanted to use the internet, they would have to go to the computer, you'd have to turn it on, maybe go back even 5, 10 more years, and we had the dial-up internet connection, and you push it, so no phone calls can be taken in the house because the line has now gone into the computer. They go ring, and then it would go, and that was how you would connect to the internet. And majority of the time, the computer was put in a place which was public in the house. So it's in the sitting room or the living room, never in someone's bedroom. So it's there. So everyone can see what's he doing. So it was such a public thing that you'd go and you would sit and everyone is watching around the screen. Oh, what's that you're looking at? All of these kind of things. So this was the way that a person wanted to, if he wanted to go on the internet, this was the thing. SubhanAllah, the ease that we have today, that you're able to just connect. Well, and another thing, whenever we go anywhere, do you have Wi-Fi? The kids, they always ask. As soon as they go to a new house, new place, first question, what's the Wi-Fi password? So everyone always needs to be connected at the same time, at the same place everywhere. So this is why we have this. our new best friend. Either the mobile phone or the kids have their iPads and the tablets. So this is such an important topic which has to be addressed. So back in those days when there wasn't the ease of communicating so easily and going onto the internet, people would speak to one another, they would look at who they were interacting with, they would see who are my children playing with, but none of these things have to be worried about nowadays, because kids are not going out, they are not interacting with one another. It's most likely everything is just happening on the phones, on the tablets, on the iPads. So what we have to do is be careful and be wary of what is going on these phones, on these tablets, on the iPads. Now, before even going on to the topic of what children are doing with them, we have to look at our own selves as the adults. How much time are we spending with these new best friends of ours? And what are we doing with these best friends? And if we do not
You go with the bucket to the
see, what happens is when you become an adult,
just 5.
there is nobody looking over you. I'm 17, I'm 18, or plus. Nobody really tells me anything anymore. We don't have our parents say, don't do this, don't do that. It is, we have that freedom. And this is when shaitan comes along and he says, hi, how are you doing? I will be your friend as well. So if we don't have the correct friend circle around us, so imagine we have friends, just on Sunday we made the announcement for the Sheikh who was coming, he was going to speak to us. So he had his talk was basically based on what our responsibility is as parents, what we need to be doing in order to make sure that our parents our children are doing the best thing. And the first thing which he mentioned is the responsibility that we have on our children, the right that we have upon our children is we be good parents to them. Number one, we have to be good parents to them. So we are not being the best as parents to them, then this is the first thing that you will say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the Day of Judgment. Ya Allah, my parents, never did they ever come to me and say, don't do this, don't do that. So the first thing, of course, is we have to make sure that we are fulfilling the responsibility as a parent. And the responsibility as a parent is making sure that the time that my child has, they are spending it in the best way. And the only way they can spend it in the best way is if they see their own parents spending their time wisely. So if, again, with our new best friend, the mobile phone, there's the other one as well, which is the TV. So there's the TV and the mobile phone, which takes up all of everybody's time. And our attention span has become so less that we can't even handle advertisers anymore. You know, my kids, of course, kids are kids. They all watch on YouTube. They watch whatever they are watching, whether that is something Islamic or if it's a cartoon. So one day we are in a hotel room, and of course there's a TV there, and they want to watch something. So we found some kind of program with a cartoon on it, and as you know, what happens is when there's a slight break, there's advertised. So they're used to always being on YouTube and skipping the ad. So they're saying, skip the ad. It's not possible. So we're explaining to them that this is the way that we used to watch, and this is how we did it. So they don't even have the attention span anymore, that things have become so convenient for everyone. You don't want to watch something, you skip the ad. And even more so, there's YouTube Premium where you can get rid of that as well. That so much ease has come that nobody is taking care and understanding exactly what effect it is having on the children. So first of all, we need to make sure we know exactly what is going on within the house. That as a parent, our children might not be out with friends. The box will be coming around for the collection for the masjid, for those that want to donate. So we have to understand as parents, first of all, that we have a huge responsibility upon us to know exactly what our children are doing. And like I mentioned before, is we have to ourselves be doing the right things. If our children see us on our phone all the time, I will be the first to put my hand up and see I can spend less time on my phone. We can all do it. And when we put that effort in, when we make that sacrifice for ourselves, it will have a huge benefit to our children. We're not saying, I am not saying that don't play with your children. Just sit with them and teach them Deen and read Quran all the time. We are in a time and a place where we can go out, we can go to the park. All of these things are a part of our children understanding how to be free, to enjoy themselves. That there is more to life than just phones and cartoons. And the funniest thing is, the things that they watch online is other kids playing. That when they themselves, they can be playing, what they like to do is they watch a video of another kid playing with another toy. Whereas the rooms are full of toys, they have everything they could possibly want, but this is what they spend their time doing. So, and the reason why it is happening is because the kids, they see us on our devices. If they saw the Quran, a simple example, when we read Salah in the house, those with young children, what do? They come and they join in. They come and they join in. When you open up the Quran, they want a book as well. You give them a book and they start reading their own version of the Quran as well. They just say whatever. And just because whatever we do as parents, this is what the children are going to pick up. To always remember that you will be the role model for your child, whether you like it or not. Everything that you do, your child will pick it up and they will want to do it. And this is where, if we are being the best role model for them, it will have a good effect on them. And if we are not, then they are going to pick up bad habits. Then the next phase is their friends. If they have a good friend circle, then they will pick up those habits. Whereas if they are not in a good friend circle, whatever is being said to them, whatever is done, they will pick those things up. And we will not be able to do anything about it, because we are too busy doing all of our other things. So we need to make sure that we are in a place where, first of all, we are doing the best and the most that we can in order to have a good environment for our children. And secondly, when we do that, then it will rub off on them, and it will be a good example for them. And then they will be able to strive, and they will be able to learn for and be good Muslims. And this is the thing that we are always asking for today, that every single person wants their child to be on Deen. Every single person wants what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, which is best for them. And the only way that can happen is if we put the effort into it. And the way that we can make that effort is making that sacrifice, spending time with our children and doing everything that we possibly can in order to give them that good upbringing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the ability to understand these things. Ameen wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.